Committees in the House and Senate this week voted, mostly along party lines, to get rid of a requirement that juries must be unanimous when sentencing someone to death. Gina Jordan reports the legislation is a response to the Parkland shooter getting life in prison.
Nicholas Cruz pleaded guilty to 17 counts of murder at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School and 17 counts of attempted murder. Last fall, a jury voted 9-3 for the death penalty, but because it wasn't unanimous, a judge had no choice but to send Cruz to prison for life.
My daughter Gina was murdered as she sat in the hallway.
Tony Montalto's outrage has only grown since Cruz was sentenced last November, as he told the Senate Criminal Justice Committee.
It's not about sending more people to death row. It's about providing justice for the victims. Too often, we see the victims minimized in this process as we spend so much time talking about the perpetrator and his actions. That is why I support this bill.
If somebody like Nicholas Cruz does not meet the benchmark for the death penalty, then what do we have the death penalty for?
Spring Hill Republican Senator Blaise Ngolia sponsors the bill that would lower the number of jurors needed to vote for the death penalty. Only 10 jurors would have to vote yes to automatically trigger a death penalty. If fewer than 10 but more than 8 vote yes, the decision goes to a judge. If fewer than 8 vote yes, it's an automatic life sentence.
I think the first issue with this bill is that it's really not ready for prime time.
Boca Raton Democratic Senator Tina Polsky said she wasn't sure what she was voting on as the Senate bill keeps changing. Her district includes Parkland.
I am devastated by what happened. I want you to know where my heart is, and I think you know that. And I think there are a lot of ways that we can work on how and why that tragedy occurred. And I won't say his name. And I do agree that is when the death penalty should have been found.
But Polsky voted no, saying the bill in its current form is confusing. The House bill is simpler than the Senate version. It would require judges to impose a death sentence if at least 8 jurors vote yes. In a House committee hearing, 10th Judicial Circuit Public Defender Rex Dimmick tried to convince lawmakers that jury decisions in death penalty cases should remain anonymous.
What the Florida Public Defenders Association says now is that unless the death penalty itself is ever stricken, the law we have in Florida is the one most likely to survive any constitutional challenges.
Some of the most notorious killers, you'd be surprised, were not unanimous jury recommendations.
Clearwater Republican Representative Bernie Jacques explained that Florida used to allow a simple 7-5 majority vote for death sentences. But following Florida and U.S. Supreme Court decisions, the legislature in 2017 moved to unanimous juries.
You go back to Ted Bundy, one of the most notorious serial killers in this area, raping and killing. That jury was not even unanimous in the recommendation.
Bundy was executed in 1989. The House bill has a few more committee stops, while the Senate bill has one more stop before going to the full chamber. I'm Gina Jordan.